Hey everyone, Don with Breja ToneWorks, and thanks for watching. Okay, here's part 2 of our passive AB pedal building. This one, as promised, will have an LED. The previous one did not, so this one will allow you to determine which channel, if you will, you're coming out of. This does have additional parts that we're going to go over. It's a little bit more complicated wiring, but I believe you guys can handle it. Here, we're going to use this screen to identify not only the inventory and components we need, but just how those are identified from terms of wiring. We need 3/4-inch mono jacks. You can see I've indicated what represents a tip versus the sleeve, so when we're wiring, you know what we're connecting to. You also need one 3P DT foot pedal switch. The lugs are on the left side, A, 1, 2, and 3. Up the middle, B, 1, 2, and 3. On the right-hand side, C, 1, 2, and 3. You also need one 2.5 k ohm quarter-watt resistor. You'll notice that there is no distinction between the leads, whether there's a positive or a negative or a number. It doesn't matter which way you have that resistor turned when you're wiring it. You also need an LED. Doesn't matter what color, obviously brighter the better. You can get some that are just the bulbs, some that actually come with little bezels that sit in there and look nicer. Entirely up to you. Unlike the resistor, there is polarity on the LED, so you can see I've got one side, or the positive side, indicated with the plus sign. And since we do need to power this, we do need a 2.1 millimeter DC jack, identifying with P1, P2, and P3 for the lugs on the bottom. I don't usually wire up batteries for these kind of things because they tend to get drained quite a bit, so I just go straight DC power for my AB pedals. Okay, starting like we always do with ground, we're going to connect all of the sleeve lugs on all 3 of our jacks, and then we're going to take one to B2 of our switch. For our input jack, we're going to go from the tip to A2 of our switch. For output A, we're going to go from the tip to A1 of our switch. And for output B, we'll go from the tip to A3 on the switch. To hook up the power, we're going to go from P1 on our DC jack to C2 on our switch. Next, we're going to hook up the LED and the resistor. So coming off of our DC jack, we're going to go from P2 to the positive lead of our LED. Coming off of the negative side of the LED, we're going to go into the resistor, and then out of the resistor, we're going to go on to C1 of our switch. And finally, on our switch, we're just going to make a big X. We're going to go from A1 to B3, and one from A3 to B1. And there you go. You've now completed a passive AB switch with a channel selecting LED. Very simple to do. Again, yes, I know you can go out and buy one of these, but it's great to build your own, or at least understand exactly how these things work. Hope you like this. I appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, please email me at brejatoneworks@gmail.com. And remember, tone, it's not just a knob, it's sound advice. Thanks.